let's take this thing for a test drive.
Alright, this is a 1960 Rambler Station Wagon. It's got an LT1 small block Chevy in it with a 700 R4 trans. Very nice California car, a friend of mine owns. Got rack and pinion steering, 95 valve rear end, and it came in for rear end gears. So you put a set of 373 Richmond gears in it, and take it for a ride.
Yep, and the reason it came in for a rear end job was because I offered out Rob's good handyman skills with everything to do automotive, and I guess I did that in exchange for a pretty sweet El Camino hood.
Yeah, so Shauna traded a rust-free 59 El Camino hood, a gear swap in the rear end. The car originally had 373s in it. It had a deceleration vibration and it had some noise on deceleration too. So when we pulled the gears apart and pulled the rear end apart, the pattern wasn't really good on the ring and pinion, so we redid it. I went ahead and replaced every bearing in the rear end and got it back together.
So Rob, what are some of the things that you look for when you're diagnosing rear end issues?
I guess the first sign is just excessive noise or bad vibration. So this had a little of both. So that's why it was brought in. And like I say, we got it in. And setting up gears is a pretty lengthy process. You have to get your pinion depth correct, and then of course get your backlash correct for the correct gear mesh in the rear end. So you got to have some specialty tools to do it correctly. I have a Yukon pinion depth finder, so I can measure the depths and get the shims correct in the rear end. There's a few things in the video that you'll see me use the tool to get it correct. You do have to set up and do it repeated times. It's not just to set it up and run away and get it done quickly. It definitely is trial and error, and you have to get everything correct. You have to get the correct preload on the pinion bearings to the backlash for the overall setup. It is what it is. Got our shims and pinion bearing on the new pinion, and time to install. What we have here is a ring and pinion depth, or pinion depth setup kit. So this is to get your pinion depth properly set in your rear end before you install your ring gear. So this allows you to get the right shims for your pinion depth, and then that gives you perfect mesh for your ring and pinion for no noise, no whining, no gear wear. Should last 100,000 miles.
And what about the pattern? How did you test for the pattern to make sure that was correct?
The gear pattern on your compound on the ring and pinion, and then you rotate the gears, and you can view your pattern by using the compound that's provided with the kits. And you'll see me use that in the video too. Rear ends are different depending on what they are. This is a 8.5 inch 10 bolt Chevy. You have to shim everything. Very similar with a Dana 16 12 bolt Chevy and an 8.8 Ford. But some rear ends, like a 9 inch, you do have spanner. You can use spanner wrenches and you adjust your backlash side to side. All of them need the pinion shims to get your depth correct.
So it does sound a lot better, and it sounds like that growl has gone away. What else did you change?
Didn't change. So, like I said, I put all new bearings in. So axle bearings, pinion bearings, and then carrier bearings in the rear end. So the whole rear is new with a change in differential fluid tubes. All new seals. So it should be good for another 100 to 200,000 miles. We are rambling down the road in the Rambler. Heading to the Waffle House, pick us up some dinner. What do you think about that, Sean?
Love it.